was the hardest shit ever.
Good. Good money. It's
I'm good too.
Sound check good. Everything good. How my beat sounding? Just Blaze. Ladies and gentlemen.
I gotta talk loud.
He
I'm good. All right, bet. All right, sure.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am here. This is our second interview.
Yeah,
Technically it'd be like,
low key might be like the third.
Yeah.
Cause
when I was writing.
Facts. But that got lost.
Yeah.
So.
But I'm here, man. I'm here for my dog Akilé. You feel me?
That's good.
Akilé, why don't you introduce yourself? Allow you to reintroduce yourself because you're on your Black album run, like you said.
Yeah. Akilé. Owner of Hey Akilogram. Titles. I don't know. You can call me a merchant. Call me director, designer. Little things. I don't like the formal labels, but I do things. I dabble, but owner of Hey Akilogram. I'm here.
So we also got a special guest. You want to introduce your special guest to us?
Oh yeah. My young bull Huey, creative director of Hey Akilogram. Also official mascot. He do a lot of things, but Yeah. No, he here with us. He always with me.
Okay. So since we got an interview on Tuck already that we already, it was our first after work. I'm not gonna do too much getting to know you because they can go check the files just to but just to give them a little reminder, like what is Hey Akilogram, how did that start, things like that.
Word, yeah. In simple terms, it's a brand. It's my brand. It's just a brand that I created just to be an introduction to me, as a creative. That's why, you see Hey Akilogram, kind of an unorthodox name, but it's just a concept. It's really a project, to be honest. Like I said, just an introduction to me as a creative. The inception was more so with purpose to just be able to produce my own work, kind of build a portfolio for myself in my own way, and not have to reach out to other people to do the things that I felt like I wanted to do at the time I started it, which was, maybe photography, designing things, like I said, creative direction, photo shoots, marketing, whatever that is. But yeah. So, I just kind of made something on the fly for myself to kind of like cater to that need I felt like was necessary for me.
So something I've been meaning to ask you, but I actually never asked you. When did you know you had the eye? When did you know I had a good eye for fashion, photography, all of that?
I don't really know if I could put a date on it. I definitely because when I started, I definitely trusted my vision, but I was also just, the imposter syndrome, nervous just about like putting work out into the world and allowing people to view it as an audience. I was always nervous about that, and I still get nervous at times when I'm releasing new things. I've just gotten very used to the process and just understand. I think that's just a part of the game, a part of the process of releasing things out. You kind of gotta separate yourself and your emotions when you kind of release an art into the world, because it's coming from a place internally that might be emotional, that might be, I don't know, something you don't understand. But just to answer the question, I don't know, I would maybe say just maybe around 2020, just kind of getting my footing. I started this in 2015, so in 2020, that's 5 years in. I can say that I definitely kind of started to see that this is it makes sense. I guess that's more so what it is. I do think I have an eye, a taste for things, but I think one thing that kind of stamped that was a lot of reactions as well, and alternate reactions, more so from people who I respect as artists or creatives, kind of respecting what I do, and that's kind of being a stamp on okay, we speak in the same language, quality over quantity type thing. So just yeah.
So a lot has happened since we last spoke. Your brand's been spotted on the famous Lee Fitz page.
Oh, facts, yeah.
Darius Baisley, I believe.
Facts, yeah.
How did that come about? I feel like that's pretty significant in my opinion.
I'm not gonna hold you. So technically, I don't know, but he told me though, but like I didn't know at the time. But basically, so from my understanding, and I don't know how, but Edmund Sumner, I think he played for the Pacers. He had bought like a jacket, you know, like, and you know, I didn't really know who he was, you know, like it was just a random order, like regular random order online. I just shipped out the jacket, and then I seen he was put on the League Fits page first, and when I seen that post, you know, I mean, he had that shit on, you know what I'm saying? And I was just like, I was just kind of like, who is this? And then I peeped, I was like, oh, he in the league, you know, and it kind of made me do my research, you know, but I didn't know it all, but you know, I ended up, you know, like I think maybe a few months later, Darius Baisley, he grabbed some stuff offline too, and I didn't know who he was, you know, I just seen the address was for Oklahoma City, you know, I sent the stuff out, and then maybe like 3 months after that, it was on the League Fits page, and I kind of like pieced it together, and I just ended up DMing him. I was like, yo, how'd you find my brand? You know, he said, Edmund put him D. You know, so, and I know they both like young, you know, in the league, so they might, you know, all these hoopers probably got their own ties, but yeah, I mean, in a sense, I would say he put them on, you know, but for how Edmund found out, I don't know, you know, but I mean, it's kind of fire because, you know, it's pretty organic, you know what I'm saying, so, you know, that's just, that's kind of cool, but yeah, he just bought it out of love, to be honest, you know, so, yeah.
Was there like a initial reaction? You like, oh shit, like, it's because I know your phone's getting blown up. I hit your phone.
Yeah. Honestly, well, yeah. It was an initial reaction because, for one, like I said, I didn't know who he was either. So when people was tagging me from the League Fits thing, and I kind of peeped it, and I was like, you know, I was just kind of questioning it at first because I was like, who is this? And then I was like, oh shit, you know, this like I say, he played for the Thunder, you know. Yeah. No, it was a cool reaction, you know. Yeah. I think seeing the reaction of like, you know, like you, my peers kind of like up in that in itself made me like appreciate it more, you know, because I ain't gonna lie, just me being in like, you know, the eye of the storm, you know, I might dumb things down that I really should appreciate, you know, and so, you know, when I seen it, I was just like, all right, cool, you know, it's another person wearing my clothes, like that's fire, you know, and he kind of doing his thing, so it can maybe be exposure or whatever that is, but you know, just seeing like the support from a lot of people that, you know, fuck with me and I fuck with it, it made it resonate more, so yeah, no, that was cool.
I know you pretty heavy in the basketball. We got fantasy leagues and stuff together.
No, facts.
Is there any like basketball players that you like would hope to like put to give some Hey Akilogram to? Anybody you hope to, you know, wear it?
That I would hope to. I ain't gonna hold you. I like to see Russell win some shit. Westbrook, just cause I don't know. You feel he got you know, he got swag. You know, his own swag. I when I think of Eden, you know, outside of just like hoopers or any type of famous person, I don't know. I think of like people that not really just got their own style. You know what I'm saying? Like I would want to see like, you know, somebody like Adam Sandler in like a jacket or some shit. Cool. You know, or it's just some random shit. You know, I don't really be thinking about that too much. You know, because I mean, I always just want people to want it just because, you know, they feel like it can fit their swag, you know, or just whatever that it looks like. So anybody specific now, like I said, I mean, Russell a name that come to mind though. You know, I know people be clowning his style sometimes, but you know, at the same time, I mean, when you know, using your individuality to get dressed, I mean, you know, you can create a timeless fit or whatever. But yeah. So
how did Huey come into play?
You know, honestly, Huey was really just. So last year I did the golf collection, Masters collection for real, and Huey's inception was really just to be a mascot for that collection. You know, that's why it's Huey Heysters. You know, Heysters was kind of like the play on the Masters shit. You know, but yeah. So you know, he was just intended to be a mascot. You know, and I just put a polo on him because you know, golf, like I said, just kind of tying into the theme, and honestly, I just kind of was just running with things, you know, just kind of like marketing things outside, you know, like the first thing I did outside of him being just a plush, I did I had I commissioned this artist, her name's Ivana, and she did, you know, these like polo bear style, like, illustrations where basically I put him in the pieces I was planning to release and just kind of like styled him and just like regular shit, and you know, that was like the first thing I did outside of him and outside of just the plush. And so when I did that, it kind of like opened up a whole world of like, damn, I can do like just kind of like anything with him. He's really just, like I said, the mascot. And so yeah, that was just the intention. Like I said, just a mascot for like the golf collection, kind of boiling over into something that was like, this can be like a mascot for my brand. This can be a representation of my brand. A subdivision of my brand. Its own brand in itself, whatever you want to look at it as. So honestly, it was just something I've been running with. Just because a lot of things just make sense as time goes on. So. But yeah, the intention was definitely just a mascot for that collection, and things kind of roll how they do as time go along. So
it's kind of like it's so funny, like seeing you everywhere. He's with you. Yeah. Y'all basically like inseparable.
Yeah.
And that goes like even to like your frequent trips to New York.
Yeah.
Like you and Styles and other people like are always going to New York. It seemed like every other day for real. Well, how did that come about? When did y'all start doing that and making it such a reoccurring instance?
Well,
what about New York? Draws you all there so frequently.
Well, I ain't gonna hold you. For one, New York is its own beast. You feel me? New York is like, just growing up on the East Coast. You know what I'm saying? And traveling to the West Coast. For maybe just casual leisure time. I know for sure, like I'm an East Coast like baby, you know what I'm saying, and the vibe that New York gives me is like, it's just one of a kind, you know what I'm saying. I kind of feel like I flourish when I'm just in that space, just mentally, physically, whatever that looks like, and so. That's that just about New York. But my brother lives up there. My brother Cam. And so honestly, just me being able to go up there, I always got a place I could stay. That's really like that's really like my closest relative. Like sibling. Like even when we was growing up, we just always clicked. On shit. When I was like 13, that was the dude I looked up to. Style wise, he was putting me on the sneakers and shit, on the culture. So 10 years later, we still on that same type time. I grew up in a big family, and I was the youngest, and I had all older brothers, and we it's always love, but as you go through your life and you matriculate, you just you kind of no, you just kind of like everybody has their own things that they do, so I'm not as close with all my brothers as I am with him, but we speak the same language, we like the same things, and so just that being the case, that's just someone I'm glad I can keep close, and New York not that far away, I always just drive up there, a little 3-4 hour drive, and just enjoy the day, like he could show me a good time, I also have been up there enough where I've made connections and know people that I can show myself a good time, and just like I said, just breathe that that air and just feed off that energy. But New York is like I said, New York is it's the Mecca. You know what I'm saying? It's got its own vibe. So yeah.
How much did your brother factor into your brand? Because you spoke very highly of him, talking about him like putting you on with culture and sneakers, things like that.
Yeah. No, honestly, I mean, he plays a big part, like just from consulting, just like, he, like I said, we speak the same language, that's someone whose artistic opinion I trust a lot, I value it, so I'm working on something, I'll send him a rough mock-up, like, yo, what you think about this, even down to like simple shit, like, yo, what colorways might you think I should do, just cause, I don't know, it's good to just have people you can do that with, go
right.
back and forth, cause I mean, you always gonna trust yourself, but, just somebody might reiterate something, someone might question your train of thought, and it's just good to have other people around because everybody see things differently, and that's just something that I've grown to know. You bringing up like Styles, the people I hang out with, my homie Josh, like these are people I keep close, for one, just because I mean we genuinely friends, but two, just on a working tip, like they see things differently than me, but they have a quality eye as well. So like they might be able to tell me to do something or help me produce something that's just as fire that my brain would have never allowed me to get to, just because I'm viewing things through my perspective, through my lens, and so yeah, man. But no, he plays a big part, even down to like help me out financially sometimes, like early on, definitely just kind of like just believing in me, what I'm saying, like, and that was important too, just really just knowing that like I said, I value his opinion a lot, so him just him telling me to do my thing, you know, that he fuck with things, that he don't fuck with things, you know. It's just like, you know, I knew that was, like I said, somebody I'm always be able to keep close, and yeah.
So you mentioned him and like Josh, like helping you out, like with just like, you know, artistically and things like that. Has there ever been a time where like you sent them something and they like, yo, this is whack, and like you still put it out and you realize like, oh, maybe they was kind of right, or was it times where, you know, they told you do something and you thought it was whack and you kind of regretted not doing it? Because I like to hear like not just the easy part of the process, you know what I mean, things that make you question it.
I don't think in terms of like putting out something whack, you know, somebody told me. It's definitely times where like, you know, we might be working on something, you know, specifically like me, Josh, and Styles, and like, you know, like Styles might throw something out there like from his perspective that I'm just like, I might question initially, but once again, just over time, I've learned to really like, you know, trust their vision, you know. So honestly, I'm looking for that other perspective, you know. And I know you're saying, you know, you're looking for what's not easy, but you know, just it's become easy just because we over time we've gotten to know each other's style, you know. We just grown with each other just creatively, and just I think we all trust each other, you know. We all respect each other's individual vision, and so we know when we come together and mash something up, you know, it's going to be just as crazy, you know. And so it's kind of like foolproof in a sense, but yeah, you know, I don't think too many things, you know. It's more so like, you know, you might want to do this differently, you might want to change this up, you know, like things like that. So yeah,
let's get into some of your recent collections. You know, you dropped the Huey Heyster's football crew net.
Yeah.
How did that come about? What made you want to do a crew net for football representation? And you know, you got my dog Ricky Jacobs and his son Aiden.
Yeah, facts. Well, for one, Huey, just in general, I like the idea of attaching anything I do externally from Huey to, like, you know, youth. You know what I'm saying? If you even pay attention to like anything I've released with Huey, I've at least shot with somebody young, you know. I've done, you know, just, you know, kids, to be honest, you know, and it's not to just cater to kids, but, you know, I just feel like that's just always in my mind. So I'm trying to keep that theme a little consistent, you know. That's how I started. But you know, the football thing, to be honest, it was just a Super Bowl concept. You know, I wanted to drop the design around the Super Bowl. You know, things happen, and so, you know, it took a little while for me to produce it. But yeah, man, to be honest, you know, like I said, just from the beginning when you asked me about Huey, you know, Huey can be a lot of things. I mean, Huey is, you know, just his own blank canvas, you know. And so just that being the case, I'm able to just, you know, my boy Styles call it Huey vision, but, you know, I'm able to just like see things and kind of like, you know, insert him in different designs, different like concepts, and run with it, you know, pretty easily, just because it's an easy canvas, you know, for me, you know, just the way I'm able to, I see things creatively. I think Huey is like perfect for me to just do stuff. And so, you know, just the football crew neck was just honestly that, you know, just seeing something, placing him in it, you know, like a little substitute, you know, put my own spin on it, obviously, and then you know, letting that fly, you know. So and if you peep it though, there's two other animals in the design. It's a bulldog and an owl. You know, and so that just ties into I'm running with this little, you know, like Huey and Friends concept that I'm gonna kind of throw out, you know, throughout the year, and just, you know, to be able to peep. It's just, you know, a little Looney Tunes, Winnie the Pooh and Friends type inspired. You know, you always see, you know, their merch just dispersed through a whole bunch of different lanes, you know. Right. So, you know, I can do the same thing, to be honest, you know. So I'm just doing it, put my own twist on it, spinning that. But yeah. So, you know, that was like a soft little introduction to the Huey and Friends concept. And yeah, man, you know, I'm excited to just keep rolling things out for Huey, to be honest, because for me, you know, Huey is like making my creative aspect fun again, you know. Not to say I really lost it, but you know, it started to become business a lot, you know what I'm saying? And you know, to the point where I would maybe even be questioning some stuff I'm putting out, or thinking like, damn, is this going to sell or not, you know? But, you know, now with Huey, you know, it's just making me just you know, be a little more carefree in just what I'm doing. And also, like I said, I mean, I fuck with the stuff I'm making too, so, you know, that in itself is a saving grace. But yeah.
So you mentioned, you know, you started questioning yourself, like, and thinking business wise as opposed to having fun with it.
Yeah.
When did that kick in? When did you start having fun with it again? But when did like the business side take over? Because once the business becomes the main priority, I know your mental gets a little different.
No, I
That's
start
with
shaking
anything.
shit up, you
Right.
know, and you know, I don't know like a pinpoint date, to be honest. You know, I just know it started to feel like that at one point. You know, like even down to like my initial process of thinking of designs of like, oh shit, you know, will this might sell or not? You know, just little things like that, and that never used to creep into my brain. You know, I've always approached things as just like I said, projects. You know, like I always want to, for one, allow my, you know, my brand and my business to revolve around my creativity. You know, so that being the case, you know, I always approach things creatively first, just like, you know, just making things and just being like, all right, well, maybe I can make a product, maybe I can't, maybe this is just gonna be content, maybe this is gonna be something I sit on, you know. But I don't know, it just started to creep into my mind. You know, I definitely just remember at times, you know, even down to like last year, you know, when before I did the golf collection, I felt like after because I mean, if you really paying attention, you know, before the golf collection, I ain't dropped things something for like maybe a whole like year. You know, I dropped those jackets, you know, and before I dropped those jackets, I ain't dropped something for like a whole year. You know what I'm saying? So, I feel like, you know, that was kind of like just what was going on subtly. You know, I wasn't able to recognize it fully, but I think me tapping into Huey now and just like I said, having fun with it, being able to just push out ideas and run with them and be confident is a testament to me just saying, you know, it's become fun again, you know, in that sense. Like I said, not to say I lost the fun in it, but you know, like I'm just, I feel like a kid again, you know what I feel like, you know, I'm 18 when I started my brand and just like got all the confidence in the world, you know what I'm saying? Like outside of finances or anything, it's just like, you know, I just love what I'm doing. So it's like let's keep doing it, let's keep it rolling, you know.
When you weren't having fun with it, was that like a factor into a conversation we had when in like February, I believe, was when you were saying, you know, you was about to be done with this.
Yeah.
You were saying, you know, at the end of the year, you was gracefully bowing out.
Yeah.
Did that have any factor into why you were thinking about doing that? Because I know now you got your doubts. You're not 100% sure if you're doing that anymore.
Yeah. Honestly, it could have been. You know, I think subconsciously maybe. You know, my main intention for wanting to just kind of fizz it out was, I mean, you know, the my whole intention behind behind Hey, like I said, was a project. You know, so you know, all books, all projects have their close. You know, they finale, and you know, I felt like I was really entering that point. You know, especially around the beginning of the year. You know, just after you know, last year and just kind of like just sitting through you know, months, the winter, and just kind of like just sitting with myself. You know, I felt like I kind of was honestly came to a point where it's like, you know, I'm ready to send this off and tap into something more intentional, you know, more that I feel like, you know, from the inception is like, this is what it's meant to be, you know. And you know, that was really my main thought, you know, really just like a rebrand, but something that was like something totally different, but you know, more so to just kind of like get away from the face, you know, get away from Hey, that concept, you know, because it is a box in a sense, just the way I approach it, you know, because I'm not trying to stray away from that design process or that concept too much, and at the same time, though, I have ideas outside of that concept, you know, outside of that box, and so it's just like a little struggle, you know. At the same time, though, being in that box has allowed me to flourish creatively, you know, a lot because I'm trying to make things work and within, you know, that this concept like I'm talking about. So, yeah, but you know, just my main idea was like I said, just like a rebrand with something more intentional. You know, I think, you know, I might have even said it in my first interview. You know, I think, or you know, I definitely said it around that time because I had that pop up around that time. But you know, somebody asked me like, you know, where do you see Hey in 5 years? You know, and I said, you know, maybe just like, you know, it's discontinued. You know, somewhere etched in time. You know, that just we all remember. You know, and you know, like I said, I mean, damn near, you know, that was 2018, so we 4 years now. We almost entering that 5 year point, and just feeling like I'm getting there, you know. But I don't know, you know. I'm like I said, at the same time, though, you know, I'm really having fun with what I'm doing right now, you know, and I think ironically, I wouldn't maybe be in this creative position without the idea of, bringing it to a close, So,
That's the reason why you're going so hard with it.
yeah, like just a little farewell to it, Rest in peace, Kobe, yeah, man, I don't know, and I ain't formally announced it or nothing like that, beyond like personal, personal relations, but, yeah, man, I mean, everything has its end, that don't mean I'm gonna stop doing what I do, but, yeah, so just, we'll see what happens, I'm not thinking about that, we'll see how, like I said, what's going on in the end of the year. I got ideas that I'm working on right now. I'm trying to push out, trying to refine, and, that's where I'm at right now. Honestly, I'm not really here to be 8 months in advance. I know that's other people's process, but honestly, I'm very like moment to moment. What I can see is what I'm working on. So what I want to release in 2 weeks. That's what's on my mind right now. That's what I'm gonna market. I got seeds that's being planted. For other ideas, but once I knock out what's in front of me, then I can address those. So, yeah.
So let's talk about some of these ideas and plans for coming up. Anything you can spill the beans on? I know you keep everything pretty tight knit, but
yeah, no. I honestly,
TWT exclusive.
Yeah, I don't mind sharing my ideas. To be honest, I actually, that's a practice I kind of want to get away from, just because for one, I think it's important to share the process of just how things come about. That point A to point B. Even though I always present the final product. I think just even breaking down like why I want to address this, but yeah, I got this little painter collection coming. I got this paint jacket, a paint hat, and I'm working on a design. I'm repurposing the patchwork jacket I did. I'm gonna officially do a crop joint, for the women. I know Jasmine had, she really the only one that had one, but I'm working on like just kind of like some women's pieces. I tapped in with that when I did the golf collection, the Masters joint. I did like, a few women's pieces, the skirt, the women's polo, and just things like that. I'm working on a lot of Huey stuff. Like I said, I got some baseball tees. I'm actually getting produced right now. That I'm a release hopefully before the month is over, and yeah, got the robe coming too. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna bring them definitely before this year is over. The robes is sliding back.
Okay.
I know everybody that peeped them back in 2018 was on them, but
I got one.
Yeah, facts. That's crazy. It's only like 3 of them, so.
I mean, you probably don't gotta bring them back. Then you just getting like exclusive 1 to 3. You feel
the
me?
only reason I need to present that.
Right.
That's a piece. I ain't gonna hold. That's a real lifestyle piece, and that's really kind of also, how I want to approach. I'm not trying to really be stuck in like a box of clothes or whatever. It's like, even though a robe is a piece of clothing, but it's just like I want to just make things that make sense, and things that outside of clothing, you can appreciate that's attached to what I make and things I make. So, yeah, that's a few things that I'm just thinking about. Once again, I got seeds being planted, but those are things that like I'm working on the baseball stuff right now. But I got those things lined up after I finish these projects. So, and things come along. Once you kind of clear, finish something mentally, and you kind of clear room and clear space in your brain for the new thing to walk in. So, yeah.
I know you said you feel me. You don't want to think 8 months in advance or whatever. Last question I got is, you kept mentioning you have other ideas outside of, hey, you want to, what do you see yourself doing after this?
I still see myself maybe making clothes. I ain't gonna say maybe. I still see myself making clothes. I just outside of the logo, outside of using Hey, I want to make just regular cut and sew pieces. A blank button up that I just kind of made because I wanted to fit this way. Maybe a plaid design on it. Just little things like that. And not to say I couldn't do that with Hey, but I feel like for some reason I feel like I've just been separating the two in the creative, process, and saving that for maybe when I'm ready to take that next step, or whatever that looks like. I don't want to say it as the next step, because maybe I will just address that and bring that over here. Who's to say I can't do that with Hey. But just when I think about stuff like that, because I also don't want to only just be using the face. I want to be able to tell just a regular story maybe that ain't just got Hey on it or that face. And I feel like sometimes I might but not sometimes. I feel like if I don't address that concept within the things I'm making, then it's like low key like a disservice. It's just kind of like, well, what does this mean? Right. I don't want things to be questioned too much when I release things. So once again, that's just kind of like my thought process behind that.
Okay. Well, anything else you want to tell the people, where they can find you, where they can find my man Huey at? Oh
yeah. So you can find me on Instagram and Twitter. All my handles is the same. I'm Akilogram, my personal Akilogram, GRAM. And then my brand page is Hey Akilogram. You just throw HEY in front of it, HEYAKILOGRAM on Instagram and Twitter. HeyAkilogram.com, spelled the same way. That's my website. Huey got his own gram, Huey Heysters. HUEYHEYSTERS. Huey Heysters. He go crazy on that. His lifestyle a little wild. So viewer discretion is advised. But yeah, man. No. That that's pretty much it. I appreciate y'all tapping in with me once again. I think being able to articulate a vision is important. So, having a platform like this that's just around for us as creatives and artists to really just speak on what we do is important, So, yeah, I just appreciate this, looking forward to maybe the next interview in 4 years after this, And yeah, man. So appreciate you having me though, for real.
Appreciate you pulling through as always, my brother in real life.
Nah, fact. This not no working title, no Hey shit. This sandbox, with the high school with him. So
this when I was whipping his ass in 2K.
Yeah, I was whipping his ass too, but we don't gotta speak on that. Yeah, but
everything, crossed him up in gym class, dropped him.
It's crazy. That's what we doing.
It's my fault. Ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate y'all tuning in. Working T Pod, Imaginary Players on all social media. Working T Pod on all social media, and we are out.